This is the plaintiff, Gail Carter. She says she was walking her dog and the defendant's dogs reached through the fence and grabbed her dog in their teeth. Once she saw the blood, she freaked out and screamed for help. The cops ended up coming. Her dog had holes in his head. She brought it to the emergency care and, well, here they are. She's suing for $5,000 for vet bills and aggravation. This is the defendant, Heather Kearney. She says the plaintiff constantly walks by her house and taunts her dogs. That's right, she actually teases them. And she thinks the plaintiff's trying to scam her. $5,000? Is this woman serious? Bottom line, her dogs were behind a fence on her property, and the plaintiff's little dog stuck his head where it didn't belong. And a small scuffle broke out. Big deal. She's accused of having vicious propensities. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $5,000 for her own aggravation.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff was walking her dog when the defendant's dog reached the fence and bit her dog, biting the dog in the head. But the defendant says the plaintiff teases her dog when she walks. It's the case of, I need you like a hole in the head.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, Gail Carter,
Yes.
you are suing Zoraida Kearney and Heather Kearney. You're representing both of you for $5,000, and you are Heather.
Yes.
Okay. For $5,000 in vet bills, time, and aggravation because their dogs bit your dog. Okay, tell me what happened.
Okay, Your Honor, there's a lot of dogs in my neighborhood. So when I walk my dog, there's dogs everywhere, and they run to the gate and they'll try to, okay, I was walking the dog, and I didn't see that it was a little opening in the fence.
What kind of opening in the fence?
Okay, it's like...
Did you take pictures or no?
Yes,
Okay, let me
did.
see the picture. Okay. So what we have here is like an iron gate.
Yes.
And what's the distance between the irons? Do you know?
No, I don't.
Do you know?
Your Honor.
4.5 inches.
4.5 inches. Do you have a picture to show that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And then they have put a screen up, but part of the screen is down or coming down. Okay, I got you. So you're walking your dog.
Yes.
And how close is your dog to this?
He was a little close. He's a puppy, so, so I...
Why are you walking him on the other side of you?
I wasn't thinking because the dogs was locked up.
Were you on the phone?
No,
Okay.
Your Honor.
I mean, because you just described how there's a problem because there's lots of dogs in the neighborhood, so...
Yeah, but the doors they locked up.
Well, these dogs were behind the gate.
Okay, that gate should have been fixed. None of this would have been happening. Whether I walked there or not, the gate should have been fixed.
Okay, now the gate's not broken. You're just saying that this screen that they had put behind the gate should not be hanging down.
Yes, they have 4 dogs in there.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I'm walking my dog, so I went to pull them. And when I looked, my dog head was in the mouth of one of her dogs. So
did their dog, where was your dog's head and the mouth of that dog? On the inside?
No, my dog was on the inside, and they had his head, and they were pulling him.
Your dog was on the inside of what?
No, on the outside, and I was pulling my dog like this to get him out. So I tried it, and I started seeing blood come out. So I started screaming. I was like, help, help. So while I'm pulling my dog, this man came behind me and he kicked the gate.
Yeah,
so he could distract the dogs.
Yeah.
So when the dogs let go, right, the dog, I pulled him, and so he was like sitting there, and blood was coming out, and the man said he has a hole in his head. So I was crying. So then I said, let me call my son. So I called my son, and I told him to come and bring a camera. So when my son came,
when did we take the dog to the vet? After that?
Yes. Okay, it's not good, the pictures. Okay, so which part?
Did the dog survive?
Yes, he did, but he changed.
You think?
Yeah, I
like the personality of the dog?
Yes. I can't let the kids pet him no more because he was in the hospital for overnight, and they did so many things to him.
What did they do? Let me see the vet reports.
Okay, they shaved his face.
Were you there when this happened?
Me and my husband had just arrived home from our respective jobs, and
They was
we were
there.
only,
Hold on one
Sorry.
second. Hold on.
we
Yeah.
were only home like maybe 15 minutes. My husband had let the dogs out, and then he let them in, and I kept hearing them barking inside the house, and I didn't know what was going on. And when I approached the front door, I saw 2 cops outside. So
Okay.
we were home maybe all of like 15
But
minutes.
didn't your dogs have blood on them?
Not at all.
No, she
There was
wiped it
no
off.
blood on the dogs, and there was no blood on the gate.
Okay, just a moment. Your name is? Heather
Heather
Kearney,
Kearney.
right?
That's right.
Because I'm reading your statement, and on your statement it says, my dogs were bloody, but I just brought them inside and cleaned them.
There was other occasions when my dogs were bloody. I have pictures of other occasions when she was standing outside and she said they were
You know
fighting.
what? Forgive me, that is kind of how it reads. It says, one time, comma, I heard a commotion, and when I came out, the plaintiff was standing there and said our dogs have been fighting. I told her that's because she was standing there teasing my dogs.
Right.
My dogs
And
were
I have
bloody, but
pictures of
I didn't even
those.
know where she lived, and had I wanted to follow up on the incident. So that was a previous occasion.
Yes.
Okay, I got you.
So if the yappy dog is right by the fence and the defendant's dog bites, is the defendant responsible for vet bills?
I think it's a similar situation. If you're running your hand along a wooden fence that someone else is and you get a splinter, is the owner responsible for
The
that?
defendant's not responsible.
I don't think so.
Okay? What do you say?
I agree. I mean, it was their property.
It was their property, but the dog was able to get through it a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like we're just not really asking the right questions here. Like, what type of fence, what type of dogs? I feel like that's really what matters in this case.
Why does this type of dog matter?
If it's a small dog, I feel like it's probably less liable because, small bite.
So you pay, so the owner pays per pound of the dog?
Yeah, I feel like that sounds about right,
Okay, fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
There was a previous occasion she passed by and her presence caused my dog to get excited, and then in turn they turned on each other.
Oh, your 2 dogs.
4.
Your 4 dogs turned on each other?
Because they're all trying to get first at the gate because she's standing there with her dog.
All right, so why was there a screen at some point put across those bars of the gate?
Because the smallest dog we have is a Jack Russell Pit mix. And when she was a puppy, she could fit through the bars. So we put the mesh to protect her from going outside the gate.
When you come out and there's 2 police officers out there, what do you hear, or what conversations do you have with the plaintiff?
I didn't even see her there. They asked me to step outside the gate and I said, for what? And they said, your dog attacked a dog. And I was like, how? My dogs are behind a locked gate, a locked fence. So they said she attacked a dog. And then they pointed her down the block and I said, oh, I was like, her? I was like, she's done this before. I was like, I don't know what she's talking about, but she comes in front of my gate and she taunts my dogs.
What does she do?
She does, I have two different sets of 2 occasions, photos from 2 different occasions where my dogs have come in bloody from fighting with each other because she's been standing there. And when we ask her to leave,
you have to handle separately the problem that your dogs turn on each other when they're excited, because that's not good either. I mean, that's a disciplinary problem in your house.
well,
You know what I mean?
they're doing that because they're.
Yeah, I know, but
they
it
don't-
really, the fact that another dog is being walked should not cause your dogs to turn
No,
on
and
each
they
other.
don't. There's other dogs in the neighborhood.
But the dogs are in their own home. Why are you walking your foo-foo dog right near 4 enormous dogs, including a pit? Why isn't your body there and your dog on the other side or across the street?
Your Honor, I don't care if I went a little close. That gate, this is about, that gate should have been fixed. Even though
The gate is not broken. You keep
kids.
saying, stop. That gate is not broken. The only thing that's broken is a mesh that they put behind the gate.
Well, that
but
should've
there are
been
gates that have
fixed.
4-inch gaps. How did it happen? Did the dogs' heads go through the gate?
The dog
Completely
was
through the
pulling
gate?
them in. The dog was, I had my dog in the air like this.
I need you to, that wasn't my question. Where was her dog's heads?
All the dogs was at the gate. And
their
the
heads
dog
were
had-
where? On the inside or the outside?
The inside.
So
The
literally,
dog came
just a
out
second.
of-
You have pictures of the dogs at the gate, right? Show me all your pictures. So literally, then it's this much. They're this much
all-
past
everything?
the barrier of the gate,
It was
and your
big.
dog is there with
Your
4
Honor.
dogs barking. You know, at what point is it just common sense?
I didn't see the gate, Your Honor. I went pissed. I didn't know she had that gate opening.
The gate open. What are you talking about? The gate opening? It is not a gate open.
The fence.
No, that is a normal gate that has a 4-inch
bent.
opening, which is not
That's bent.
excessive. That's how far their heads go, and your dog is right there, and that's somehow her fault. I got it.
It is her fault.
I think we're all really lucky that your dog is alive and well. I think that at some point, and this is that point, I am going to demand common sense from that side. When that side their dogs get loose, believe me, they pay. They pay every penny. But when you are literally walking your yappy dog right by four enormous dogs,
that gate shouldn't have been fixed.
This is just insanity on the part of the dog owner and not on the part of the homeowners who have the dogs inside.
It was her fault.
And on your counterclaim against her for $5,000 for what?
My aggravation is for
What, having to be here?
Excuse me?
Having to be here in court?
No, having to deal with my bloody dogs when they get into fights, and I can show you those pictures on 2 different occasions.
No, you need to discipline your bloody dogs. I'm sorry, but that is an issue of you having your dogs get along, and that's not up to her. Discipline your dogs. Figure out how to get your dogs to behave better, okay? That's my verdict. Good luck, folks.
Both sides, hold on to the difference.
So, in effect, both sides are losers in this case here in the People's Court. Ms. Kearney, let me ask you a simple question as a dog owner and one who loves dogs. I can't help but want to know why you even tempt your dog by walking so close to that fence. Can't you walk? Wait. Let me ask you a question. Why don't you walk across the street?
Sir, all of the
You've
dogs
said this to the judge.
Can
you answer that question?
The gate was open. It's her fault. I don't care what that judge said.
You're not answering the question. I want to know why you don't walk across the street. Avoid the problem.
Then you got to finish talking. Let me talk that I don't be going there a lot. I just happen to walk the dog. Sometimes the dog's asleep. Sometimes you don't see the dogs.
Listen, you're not understanding the question. Okay.
Maybe I'm not because.
Good luck with you. Watch your dog. Take care of your dog, okay?
Yeah, all right, thank you.
All right, you must sign some documents out. Sorry you lost your case. Here comes Ms. Kearney, who is the defendant in this case. You lost too. You wanted $5,000 for, it's hard to figure out, but obviously the judge said you don't get it. It was just for the aggravation
of the whole thing, but I'm just glad that it's over.
Okay, good enough. You're satisfied?
Yes.
Okay, good enough.
Thank you.
You must sign some documents. Nice to see you. And Harvey?
I mean, so here's the deal. The plaintiff was negligent here for just not walking a safe distance from the fence.